Donald Trump responded to the DeSantis presidential campaign launch, the fiasco that was his Twitter Space announcement. And we'll get to some just miscellaneous True Social posts that Trump put out there. But first, I want to show you some of these video statements that Trump posts. And all of this is yummy in my tummy because, as I've said in the past, the more attacks that go either way between Trump and DeSantis and other people in the field, the more likely there will be some underlying division as they go into the general election, weakening the party. That's the hope against the Democrats in 2024. But we'll start with this, where Trump goes after, as he calls him, Rob, not Ron, Rob DeSanctimonious.
Rob DeSanctimonious and his poll numbers are dropping like a rock. I would almost be inclined to say these are record falls. The question, is Rob just young, inexperienced, and naive, or, more troubling, is he a fool who has no idea what the hell he's doing? We already have one of those in office. We don't need another one. We need MAGA, Make America Great Again. That's what we want. Make America great again. We have no choice. This is the last shot we've got at it. If we don't win this time, our country's in really big trouble. Thank you.
I really don't know where the Rob thing came from. My guess is at some point he wrote in some post or said Rob instead of Ron, and then in Trump fashion, because he can't ever admit even something that small he was wrong, he just uses it as a nickname, Rob DeSanctimonious. Very strange. But on the polling, it's true that over the last few months, really since Trump's indictment, DeSantis' poll numbers have been dropping and Trump's have been surging in the GOP primary field. We've seen a little uptick just in the last days in DeSantis polling, and it's always an interesting moment to see how after a formal announcement polling reacts. And there could be a shift. But all things we've heard from Trump before with his new Rob nickname. The next video here, and the caption is Ron, now he's gone back to Ron DeSanctimonious, had zero chance of winning the Republican primary for governor of Florida before a man, so strange, named President Donald J. Trump endorsed him. Here's this.
In December of 2017, Ron DeSanctimonious was polling at 5% in the Republican primary for governor of Florida. 5%. DeSantis had virtually no endorsements and was being drastically outraised by Agricultural Commissioner Adam Putnam, the widely viewed favorite. He was going to win. He was going to win easy. He was way up. Ron had zero chance of winning. On December 21st, 2017, a man named President Donald J. Trump endorsed in support of Ron DeSanctimonious. His polling skyrocketed, and DeSantis won the Republican primary 57-37. He was down so many points, and all of a sudden he wins by 20. He was already looking for jobs. But he did it because of President Trump. Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you very much.
So the criticism, or the point that Trump often makes about endorsing DeSantis and that helping him a lot, he'll, of course, as he always does, exaggerate details dramatically about how quickly DeSantis surged, how low he was, how high he was, all that. But it's true that DeSantis rode the Trump wave and kissed up to Trump a lot publicly. We remember the cringy ad that he put out during his 2018 gubernatorial race where he's going, "Make America Great Again," and teaching his child to be pro-Trump, and it was really really bizarre. And so now that being kind of thrown back in his face by Trump is, I think, fair, and points to a very sad part of DeSantis' history because of the way he was trying to win over supporters by just saying, "I'm so pro-Trump, I'm so pro-Trump." So I'm always good watching that be thrown back into his face. But what's interesting about the criticisms of DeSantis, especially the ones that Trump will point to, it wasn't in that particular video, but he talks a lot about DeSantis' record on Medicare and Social Security. And I saw an ad recently where it was going through the timeline of DeSantis' kind of career and pointing at different things that Trump was against, including his stance on the Fair Tax Act and Medicare and Social Security, things that were being cited from before Trump endorsed him for his 2018 gubernatorial run. And it strikes me very similarly to all of the people Trump fired and said they were horrible, these terrible, incompetent rhinos. but he was the one who hired them, and he was promoting himself as someone who knows how to hire the right people to get the job done, and he has all this experience in business, and then would hire, according to him, all the worst people, all the most terrible, and people who will betray him, and all of that, right? And that always was kind of this strange, contradictory message from him. Any person who leaves my administration speaks out against me, terrible, incompetent, worst employee ever. And also I hire the best people. Similar thing here. He has all these criticisms for DeSantis now about things he did before, stances he took before he was endorsed in 2018 or 2017 for the 2018 gubernatorial race by Trump. Then why'd you endorse him if you had all these issues with him, right? And he told a story somewhat recently where he was like, well, DeSantis kind of fought for me at some point and was in favor of me, so I endorsed him, and that should have made him loyal for the rest of his career. And that very much reflects poorly on Trump as well. And then we're just kind of going through Trump's True Social feed as an interesting, I should say, experience after an event like this. He posted a couple actually funny videos about DeSantis' announcement because it was such a disaster, including this comparing his campaign announcement to DeSantis' campaign announcement. Take a look.
That I'm proud to be an American. And I won't forget the men who died.
We are kind of melting the servers.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
To freedom, and is willing to put his money where his mouth is. Upset the narrative control imposed on us by our government.
Who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up.
Have Governor DeSantis make this. We're just trying to get it going.
Now, obviously, everything about Trump's campaign is a disaster. The candidate he is, every event he holds, he lies uncontrollably. But just from a production perspective, his was a speech that he was able to do with normal audio and stuff like that, even though, again, what was being broadcast through that audio and into that mic was very damaging and very dangerous. Ron DeSantis decided to go on Twitter Spaces, and there were all these technical problems. Very bizarre. Then also this one got me laughing. This video was posted by Trump. So for our podcast listeners, that was the sound of a rocket, I guess, trying to take off and exploding. And then, of course, so many other posts we won't get to, but Trump was obsessed with DeSantis before he even announced. He's definitely going to be obsessed with him after the announcement. Make sure, if you want to support the show and get access to the full video version of the show hours before all of the clips, the individual stories are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus the weekly bonus show that comes out on the weekends, exclusive member content. You can get access to all of that. And like I said, support the show by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. There's a link to that in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube.